What's up, everybody? Today's movie review, we're going to be taking a look at 1989's Weekend at Bernie's, starring Andrew McCarthy as Larry and Jonathan Silverman as Richard. Then you also have Catherine Mary Stewart, who plays Gwen, and then you have Terry Kaiser playing the main star of this film, Bernie Lomax. So basically, in this film, you have two best friends, Richard and Larry, and they both work for an insurance company in New York City. Richard is very mature and responsible, and Larry, his friend and co-worker, is the complete opposite. He doesn't really give a crap about anything. So anyway, one day they decide to go up on the roof because it's really hot, and they're looking through all their work papers because they were called into work on a weekend. They're looking through all the papers, and they find out that someone screwed up the numbers and is stealing money from the company. In this case, $2 million has been stolen from the company at this point. So while you have that going on, you have Richard, who's in love with this girl, Gwen. She's just an intern there. Anyway, he's like really, nervous about talking to her. He asks her out on a date, and they go out one night, but something happens and she gets mad and storms out on him. Anyway, the next day, Larry and Richard decide to have a meeting with their boss, Bernie, to tell him that someone's stealing all this money from the company. They go into Bernie's office, they tell him. Bernie's extremely happy with the two of them. So he says, you know what, since it's Labor Day weekend, this weekend coming up, and we have work to do, why don't you come up to my beach house on Hampton Island. It's up, I guess, off the coast of New York or Long Island, somewhere up there. And he's like, when we're not working, you can swim, there's girls, there's partying, there's, water sports, there's all that stuff. So, of course, Richard and Larry are like, okay, hell yeah, we'll go. So they agree, and they agree to take the ferry 6 o'clock on Friday to go up to Hampton Island. Now, in the meantime, Larry and Richard don't know this, but Bernie goes and talks to this mob boss at this restaurant, and he tells them, okay, they find out I've been stealing money. So here Bernie was the one stealing money from the company, and he didn't think anyone would catch on, but Richard and Larry did. So the mob boss is like, we don't kill people, anymore. We're trying to be a legitimate family. And he says, I understand that, but this is a very bad situation and all that. And the mob boss agrees. Okay, I'll go up there. I'll send a hitman up there. I forget, Paulie, that's his name. He'll send Paulie up there to make it a murder-suicide. And Bernie's going to write the suicide note and plan everything to make it look like, they were murdered in some freak accident, so Bernie can get away with everything. So Bernie leaves the restaurant, and then the mob boss's girlfriend follows him out. So he finds out they're having an affair, and one of the hitmen sees that. So the mob boss gets really pissed, and he says, don't forget killing those two, which means Richard and Larry. Forget killing them. I want you to kill Bernie because he's sleeping with my girlfriend. So the hitman agrees to do that. Now remember, Larry and Richard don't know this. They go up to the house, or they go up to the island to party for the weekend, and in the meantime, Bernie has been assassinated in his house with this injection of stuff, and then he planted cocaine on him. So when Richard and Larry get there, they see this Bernie's dead body. It takes them a while to find out that he's dead. They find the evidence, the syringe and the cocaine, so they think he died of an overdose. So basically the rest of the movie is them trying to cover up and because there's so many people on this island that all know Bernie, and they're going around covering up all this stuff. Meanwhile, the hitman that originally killed him thinks Bernie's still alive because they see Richard and Larry, propping him up and walking, and the hitman is so confused throughout this whole movie, which is another hilarious thing. Then you find out Gwen is up there, and Richard didn't know that at this time, so he's trying to be romantic with her, and all this crazy stuff is going on, and it's an absolutely hysterical movie. I watched this once a few years ago, but I didn't remember it, and I just rewatched it this morning for this review, and I liked it so much more. Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman, they have really good chemistry together, and Terry Kaiser, who plays Bernie, is the fact that he had to play dead through like 80% of this movie and you know, convincingly. It's just hilarious, and some of the things his body goes through, it's absolutely hysterical. Yeah, so there's good acting from the two main leads. Terry Kaiser's excellent as Bernie, and then you have some really good women in here. Catherine Mary Stewart playing Gwen. She's very beautiful in this, and she plays Richard's girlfriend, and there's good acting. There's a hilarious story. Comedy is promised in this. There's great women, just such as Catherine Mary Stewart. And there's this other really good woman in here. I can't remember her name. Yeah, I absolutely loved Weekend at Bernie's. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of comedies and you haven't seen this, it's definitely worth checking out. It's hilarious, especially the scene where Richard and Gwen are making out on the beach, and then Bernie's dead body washes up on shore next to them. Man, it's hilarious. But yeah, absolutely check it out. It's a classic, definitely a classic 80s comedy for sure. So that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, thumbs up if you liked the video. Let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen it. I'd like to know some other people that have seen this, because I don't really know too many people that talk about it. But anyway, that's it for Weekend at Bernie's. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. See ya.